Your feature act coming up for the evening hails from Cleveland, Ohio, and he has podcasts. He performs in comedy clubs and casinos all across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jerry Jaffe, everybody.
If anyone's available to tutor Dan, he needs lessons right after class. Please, anything. Geology, geography. Hey, my name's Jay. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight. You left your houses. That's what it looks like when you go out and do something with your lives. Congratulations. And I know we had some guest sets tonight. Have a round of applause for all the other comedians. Come on, keep the energy up. Let's hear it. Thank you so much. I'm Jerry. I'm a little, like discombobulated. I'm out of sorts, so I'm saying. I don't feel like myself. I just got this new haircut. I'm not used to it, Jerry, that happened to new haircut. And I told the barber, give me the sexy lesbian. Nailed it. My wife really likes this new look, which I think is like the weirdest way for somebody to come out of the closet. Oh, it's really cute, Jerry. Want to join our softball team? The glasses sell it, I think. Right? Do you think like the glasses really pull the look together? It's just $10 right off the internet. Should have just said right there, bring out your inner lesbian. That's these glasses are for. Welcome. Hi. Are you enjoying any of this at all yet? That's all I'd ask. I'm trying to communicate with people. Okay, all right, excellent. Thank you so much. Yes. So I'm married. I've been married for 20 years. It's not worth it. She's not here. I'm not getting any credit. Plus, 20 is basically just like I'm rounding off. It's a guesstimate. I don't know exactly. If I go and pick up a prescription for my wife and they ask me for her birthday, fuck it. She's not getting any medicine that day. I did not go to the pharmacist to take a quiz, people. That's it. What's going on? I've been married 20 years. You're a happy young couple of some sort. Have you been dating? Brother, sister? I don't know if it was on Cuyahoga Falls. No, Johnson, just ask it. How long have you been coupling? 2 years. 20 years. Will said 27 years. You're a happy couple. How long have you been near each other holding hands?
Barely.
Oh, barely a year. Excellent. Well, we senior people have some advice. If you want your relationship to go from 1, whatever you said, to 20, to, thank you, 1 to 2, that is the next number. I couldn't have guessed. I need a math tutor after the show, if anyone's available. You gotta put some effort into your love life. That's what I was trying to get to. That's the point, right? You gotta take some effort to keep your love, love. You're old, you know what I mean, right? Work with me. I need somebody on my side before the show's over. But here's an example. My wife and I, we have recently started experimenting with rough sex. Any rough sex enthusiasts? In front, stop, here, tonight, anyone? You know everyone around you is pointing out too slow. They pointed at you first. They're all pointing to. I knew I saw you online, so it's not like it's a secret. If you know which websites to go to, that's all I'm saying. My wife and I have begun experimenting with rough sex. Now I shake her when I wake her up. It's my birthday, you promised. Oh. There we go. Do you remember which of these was mine? The back one? Yeah, no, this one can go to hell. That's all I here. I don't need any Bill Stone's germs. Now, take a little sip of water. Of course, comedians use beverage up to say anything, but I have a reason for taking sips of water, but I'm not going to tell you yet. It's like dramatic tension I'm going to build for a little bit. Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you. One person's on my side. Finally, I found the one person. Yeah, my wife and I married approximately 20 years. We have 3 kids. That makes there's 5 of us in our family. It's like I tend to math, and I realize I'm the 5th most important person in our family. That's okay. We all love each other. We're a family. Whatever. It's fine. But then it got worse. You see, my wife got a pet rabbit. Now I'm the 6th most important person in our family. Beat by a hair. Come on, people. Wake up. Let's go. Come on. Beat by a hair. Thank you. Then a little bit of like an embarrassing situation happened this past weekend. I was in the shower. I was taking a shower, minding my own business. My wife came into the bathroom to do some kind of errand. I'm not even sure what, but I think I'll give her a show. Right? Have you seen this show yet yourself? And you know, I pulled back the shower curtain. I gave her my happy dance, right? The box is a very important element in the happy dance. Never mind. My wife looks up at me and she just says one word: useless. And then she walks back in the living room. I know, when I got married 20 years ago, I did not even know there was such a thing as useless nudity. I thought marriage was like the Playboy Mansion, you know, like sexy and erotic all the time, not useless. So I followed her into the living room, still naked. Now this is a very important part of the story. Are you visualizing this part? Out of your mind? I want to make sure, get the full flavors. So I followed her to the living room. Now she's on the couch, she's got her tablet, and what she's doing is she's looking up food videos. Like recipes and how-to videos, like that. She doesn't even look up. And this is when I realized that food videos are basically just female pornography. Yeah, because a woman will sit there all day fantasizing about some shit she's never going to do. And I noticed that when my wife watches these videos, she makes little sex noises. Like, ooh. Yes. So I asked her, honey, why are you making these sex noises when you watch food videos? But she corrected me. Turns out she makes food noises while she's having sex. Yeah, see, I learned something that day. I know, right? Hey, here's a couple of things. I don't know if you can tell just by looking. I'm a pretty nerdy guy, and I love seeing like little details and factoids and fun facts. And when we were going through all the nonsense with the pandemic, I just want to say this is not anything political or deep. This is just some fun facts I noticed I want to share with you. I'll give you an example. When the vaccine came out about a year ago, the state of Washington, to try to get people to get the vaccine, started giving out free joints. Right? So I noticed that. And then, not to be outdone, the state of Florida started giving out free hip joints. Yeah. I told you this was not real political. It was a stupid joke. Wake up, people. It's a comedy club. Work with me. Here's one other fun fact. First of all, anyone who starts a sentence with the words fun fact, you can just slap them across the face. That's a stupid way to start a sentence. One more fun fact. I noticed during the pandemic, everybody knows, the advice was to have social distancing, how far? 6 feet. Thank you, people, for helping me at 6 feet. That's right. But in Europe, where they have the metric system, it was 2 meters. Right, and I started noticing that because 2 meters is approximately 2 inches more than 6 feet. This is supposed to be like a public health crisis, so I became obsessed about this 2 inches. Like, does this 2 inches even matter? What am I supposed to do with these 2 inches? According to my wife, not much. Now that was kind of a long way to go for that particular joke. Like, at the end, that's how you tell a joke. And change directions. That's how you tell a joke. All right. I do want to say, also, Dan was talking about people who run. Actually, running is one of my hobbies. I do 5Ks. I'm a little bit older now, so I don't really feel like a great time. Like, for me to do a 5K is about 45 minutes. Not bad for an old man, you might say. But the social media, I'm always posting pictures, like the bid and the sweat. Oh, yeah, I did a 5K. But on Facebook, all of my friends are comedians. By which I mean they're assholes. So they always make sarcastic comments and jokes, and what they started doing is calling me the cheetah. because the cheetah's supposed to be the fastest animal, they're making fun of me, right? But the ironic part is, what they don't know is that the cheetah is also my wife's nickname for me in the bedroom. In fact, one time, I would like to finish a 5K and have the guy at the finish line say the same things my wife says to me in the bedroom. You mean that's it? What about my needs? I said, hey, don't put any pressure on me. If you want me to get better times on this race, we have to train. You got to do more than one race a month is what I'm saying. So you got to build up your time, right? All right. We're almost to water time. I also have this little shot with me. That's mine as well. I'm going to drink that at the end. I'd like to do a toast with the audience. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Anyone's enjoying adult beverages, thank you for coming out to the funny stop. We'll do a toast together at the end. I could wait till I'm done, because I think this is my job, and I don't drink when I'm working. Other people, I don't know. What do you do, sir? Do you have a job? Yeah. What do you do? Amazon? So you're basically drunk all day long, right? You'd have to be. So at any rate, we'll get to all of that in a minute. What I want to say next is that I know that a lot of little jokes and stories I've told the past few minutes involve my wife, sort of as a character. I just want to say my wife doesn't mind me telling stupid jokes about her, because she knows what I do for a living, and she has a great sense of humor. I'm going to prove that to you next. I'm going to tell you one of my wife's jokes about me. All right, so here's what you need to know. When I got out of college, I went to Japan to teach English for a few years. And that's where I met my wife. She's Japanese. Now, I've been married about 20 years, and when we meet new people, this is her joke about me. Got it? Right. Okay, here we go. She's about this tall, so I don't think you very good English teacher. We married at 20 years. I still talk like this. That's my wife's joke about me. My wife's Japanese, that's where we met. Now we live up here in the Cleveland area. And I think my wife, I don't know if you ever heard this expression, tiger mom? You ever heard this expression? Sometimes it's like on the shows like The View or what news. It's like over-aggressive oriental mothering techniques, I guess. That's a tiger mom. I think my wife is like that. For example, at the end of our street is a little school. And that school has all the schools in Ohio have this now, the scrolling red sign with announcements. And it always says Student of the Month. Student of the Month. My wife went in there and argued and complained till they made our daughter Student of the Month. And our kids don't even go to that school. Sometimes that sign will say Teacher of the Month, Teacher of the Month. And so I asked her, why don't you go in there and argue and complain till they make me Teacher of the Month? And she just shook her head. I don't think you very good teacher. We married 20 years. I still talk like this. All right. I do keep taking little sips of water, and now I will tell you why. I am in my 50s. I know I'm young and pretty looking, but I'm in my 50s. And I just in the past couple of years developed asthma. So you think it's associated with little kids or something, but sometimes when you get older, people can develop asthma too. And so, if anyone here also has asthma, or sometimes people have asthma have what they call triggers, like cold weather or exercise, things that can bring on an asthma attack. Turns out, I have a trigger as well. Talking too much. Yes, you get a gold star, sir. Top student. Yeah, so I have to take little sips of water, try to keep my vocal cords lubricated, just so I don't have an actual asthma attack. I have, since this has started in the past couple of years, a couple of times had full-blown asthma attacks while trying to do comedy. So if that happens tonight, I do expect a standing ovation. So be ready for me, people. Let me say one more little detail on this for you. If you want to know what it's like for me to be in your 50s and discover that you have asthma, I feel like, what it feels like to me, I feel like the god of nerds looked down at me, said, this one is not yet complete. inhaler. Now we have a complete nerd. All the boxes have been checked. Anyone else in here have asthma, by the way? Any asthma brothers and sisters? Yeah, a couple people raising hands. Hey, after the show, let's all meet out behind the dumpster and take hits off each other's inhalers, okay? We'll have a real party. That's what we're going to do. I did live in Japan for about 4 years when I got out of college. And sometimes people ask me, what was that like? I go, well, it was great. I loved it. I liked it enough to live there for 4 years, not enough to live there for 5 years. That was like my limit. Part of what happened over the years is teaching English can be a very repetitive job, actually, because especially the beginner speakers are learning like out of a textbook, like rote memorization, and so there's not much they can say yet. I'll give you a cute example. I had this class every Monday for 2 years. It was housewives, and they could not speak English at all. And I would try to get them to make conversation, so I'd always start every class by going around, and I'd say, good morning, Yukiko. What did you do this weekend? And then Yukiko would say, I went to shopping and cleaning my room. Okay, I just go to the next student. Oh, Akiko, what did you do this weekend? Then Akiko would say, I went to shopping and cleaning my room. And I'd go, oh, were you two together this weekend or what? And I go to the next student, hey, Yukiko, like half of them are called Yukiko. What did you do this weekend? And say, I went to shopping and cleaning my room, because that was from their textbook. It's the only thing they had memorized. So that's all they could say. Which is fine, it gets repetitive after a while. But one day, one of the housewives did say back to me, Ando Sensei, that's me, I'm the teacher, Ando Sensei. I went, oh, that's very good, Mrs. Sonobe. Thank you, yes. I went to shopping bought gun, took gun home, put gun in mouth, thought about this class, and cleaning my room. That's was that a wow moment for you right there? Okay. Oh. I got 2 laughs, 7 gasps, and 1 good stuff. That's keep track of that for later. Yes, I will tell you, my wife and I got married in Japan, and I'm going to bet that my wedding day was different from anybody else's in here. The best way to explain this is with a little quick acting. I'm going to do a skit for you. You know, in Japan, most people sleep on tatami mats on the floor. They don't use beds. So when my wife and I decided to get married, you know, she's not a Christian, I'm not a Buddhist, we're not really religious, so we're just going to do like a city hall type marriage, just do some paperwork. So one night, one morning, I'm laying down on the floor asleep, just like this, and my soon-to-be wife shakes my arm, and I look up, and she says, sign this. And I sign whatever she puts in front of me, and go back to sleep. She comes back an hour later, we're married. That's it. I bet your wedding cost you $5,000, $10,000. I think I won, is what I'm saying, right? That's it. That's the way to do it. I do also still teach. I teach at a college in the Cleveland area. And I never say which one from the stage, because everyone's filming you nowadays, and I do not wish to get fired, because I'm about to talk shit about the school where I teach. So I'll let you know. One thing you may not know, it's like a behind-the-scenes thing. Teachers I know, we have a nickname for certain students. We call them red brick students. Has anyone ever heard this like slang before? Ever heard this before? It means dumb as a red brick. Well, it's the same idea, but we call them red brick students. It's like a student walks out of my office, it's called like a red brick student. And then they're like, no. I'm sure none of your kids are red brick students, but there is phenomena. Here's an example. I gave a quiz one time, very normal college classroom question. Name the 7 wonders of the ancient world. One of my red brick students, Wonder Woman, Wonder Years, Stevie Wonder, and the pyramids. Got one right. That's not bad for a red brick student. Here's another little thing about teaching I've noticed. Do you think that the job you have affects how you see the world? Like people with different jobs see the world differently? I mean, you're nodding. Where do you work, sir?
First Energy.
First Energy? Is that an office job or are you out on the field?
I was in the field, I'm in the office.
Okay. Right, so when you're in the field, you're probably driving around going like broken pole, utility pole, fuck those people. Right, because that's how you see the world. I have a friend right now in Toledo who's a Toledo police. We've been friends since kindergarten. You know, I always appreciate the work that he does for the community. And he told me that after he was a cop for about a year, he knew how brains smelled. You go to enough crime scenes and accident scenes, and you just tell right away, ooh, there's brains here. It's like, ugh. I know that sounds awful, right? But that's completely different than the school where I work. Where I work, I never smell brains. Not in the classroom, not in the student center, not in the college president's office. Never smell brains. Not in the teacher's lounge, no. I want to say, I did, there was like a commentator on TV who was bitching about college teachers. And as promised earlier, I have nothing political to say. I do want to say like a response though to this person from my experience as a teacher. So this commentator was just on TV, and it was his opinion that young conservative college students can't speak up in class because their teachers might punish them. And I was going to tell you, me certainly, not any teacher I know, would ever punish a student just for expressing conservative ideas in class. In fact, the whole idea is patently absurd because if any of my students were to express any ideas whatsoever, it would be a cause for celebration. I would literally go straight home. Honey, guess what? One of my students spoke. He had an idea. Bring out the good wine. I do drink wine at home, actually, but only when I'm grading papers. I know there are, because I can tell by reactions. Are there other teachers in the room, by the way? All right. What do you teach? Third grade. Thank you for your service. And also, you are definitely drunk, right? I mean, there's only so much macaroni art a person can be expected to grade sober. That's all I'm saying. Unfortunately for my students, though, I'm an angry drunk. Like by the end of the night, I'm just so like twisted and bitter and jaded. It's like, we're not even coming, dickhead! I'll pass out on the papers, like the stack of papers, like it's a pillow. I'm drooling on them, like, One time my wife came in and found me like that, and she just shook her head. I don't think you've been a good teacher. We married at 20 years, I still talk like this. All right, 2 more things we're going to do. First, let's do our shot together. Let's do a drink, let's do a toast together. Thank you so much for coming out tonight to Point Live Comedy at 20 Stop. Whatever you got, raise it up. Thank you so much. Cheers! Cheers! Ow! That was fun asthma too. Oh, look, my glass actually says, I only drink when I'm grading papers on it. Like all road comics, I have a little merch with me. If you're interested after the show, I sell these shot glasses for $5. Actually, shot glasses make good gifts. Alcoholics, teachers who are alcoholics. There you go. And I'm giving out these stickers. I do a podcast. It's a satire podcast. It's called Comical Heathen, and we're going to start our season 3 in August. I'm just giving these stickers out to try and spread the word. So come by, see us, say hi, take pictures, shake hands. But let me end with this one last quick little story. And I like to end on this story sometimes because it's going to show you like a generation gap. Because I have a 13-year-old son. If you can see his bedroom compared to mine when I was 13, you'll see the difference. When I was 13 years old in my bedroom, I had a poster of Farrah Fawcett. Right, you know the one, right? The one with the nipples. Right? You still got yours? Yeah. Next to your dartboard and your man cave. Perfect. Right now, my 13-year-old son in his bedroom has a poster of Pikachu. I was just looking at that thing going, man, I'm not even sure what a Pikachu is. And I can only hope he's not using it for the same thing I use Farrah Fawcett. All right, my name is Jerry Jaffe. Please enjoy the rest of your show. thank you for watching that video. I wanted to say a couple things about that show you just watched. Me and my friend Kyle recorded that set I was featuring at the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls that weekend. And people probably know this, but if you don't know, that is actually the weekend that the owner of the Funny Stop, Pete, passed away. He was taken to the emergency room during the day. We had a normal show on Friday. We came in Saturday, and we were all told he was taken to the emergency room. And over the next few hours and next couple of days, you know, the tragedy transpired. And it was a crazy scene at the Funny Stop, I want to say. You know, all the comedians went up. Our headliner was my good friend Dan Brown, and I really want to give him a shout out for the excellent show he put on under such stressful and you know, trying circumstances. And there were many other people around. We had, you know, the host and guest sets and people in the bar, and the audience was sitting there just enjoying the show. Like they were kind of immune from all of the backstage drama that was going on. And you know, everyone in the Northeast Ohio area and in the comedy world in general, they know Pete. I don't know that there's much that I can add. I want to say he was that kind of like a rough, gruff person. When I was first doing this contests and getting to know him, he was gruff and he would yell at people, and you know, he'd yell at me and, you know, why didn't you bring people? But if you stuck around and stuck it out, you'd see that he was, you know, trying to be a mentor to young comedians. He once told me he could tell which like beginner comedians would like stick and would get it by who watched the headliner. He said if the young comedians were just in the bar drinking, he could tell they had the less chance to improve, but the ones who were serious would watch the headliners. So he was always full of advice like that. And you know, it was my first time I had a paid hosting was with Pete. First time I had paid featuring was with Pete. He really you know, gave opportunities to all the local comedians. And you know, now he's gone, so you can't thank him the way that you probably should. But I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you, Pete, for all that you did. I really appreciated it, and we all miss you.